That's a great name.
Thank you so much. I know it's very special because my grandpa named Ciara, so it's always been very close to my heart.
Okay, so I know a couple of Ciaras, and they are named after the perfume. Do you know if you were named after the perfume?
I actually believe he was watching an old Western movie, and there was a character in the movie called Ciara, and that's where he got the name from.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
So we
Little different than a perfume.
we track everyone that watches this show, and that we found out that your mother, based on our data, watches the show.
My mother does not watch the show. She is your #1 fan. When she found out I was not, she gave me a call and she was like, yes, exactly. She called me immediately and she was like, I gave up everything so that you could be on Kelly and Ryan one day. Not so I could win an Oscar or follow my dream. It's so that I could be on Kelly and Ryan and she could be in the studio. So she's devastated that COVID has kept us apart, but hopefully our paths cross again in the future and she can join.
When we meet in person, it's going to be magic.
But what's your mother's name?
Tammy.
Tammy, thank you for your sacrifices. we are grateful that Ciara's here today with us. All right, Cherry, let's talk about it. So you play Emily. Who is she?
Emily is the love interest of the film. She plays Cherry's girlfriend turned wife. We follow their story from their time in college, where they're falling in love, into their battle with, living with someone who's suffering from PTSD or suffering with PTSD, into drug addiction.
So Tom plays Cherry.
Yes.
And what sort of you mentioned drug addiction. Is that like the bad thing that happens to them? Is it a series of bad things that happen to this couple?
Yeah, it very much so is like them battling beast after beast, from, learning how to trying to love someone through something like a battle with PTSD, and then in that, ending up breaking and falling into drug addiction alongside your partner, and just their love for each other keeps them moving forward, but unfortunately they're moving forward down a really dark and scary path. And it really very much so is a journey of trying to get back to the love that we see at the beginning of the movie, but that being overtaken by this darker love and need for heroin.
Kelly can read a script on a page, and she can completely understand it and feel it emotionally. She really is good at that. I, on the other hand, cannot read a script and get it, especially like a scripted movie or series. When you read this for the first time, did you feel something?
Oh, yeah. It's impossible not to. You got to give credit where credit is due. Our writers, Angela and Jessica, are absolutely spectacular and did a wonderful job turning this, what was a very harrowing book, into this incredibly interesting, fascinating movie that deals with all of these very difficult topics in a way that, with respect but easy to digest at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, it's impossible to not read this story and not just feel absolutely heartbroken by it.
Well, it is so nice to have you on, and it's a very compelling project. Cherry is in select theaters now, premieres globally Friday, March 12th.
We understand you have a birthday next week.
Yes.
I
Yes,
just
the 18th.
want to thank your mom for her sacrifice and giving
Send her
birth
flowers.
to you. And we look forward to meeting her someday when you come back and visit us again.
We all look forward to that. Very much so.
Can't wait to see you in person. It's also available on Apple TV+, so lots of options there. Next, tips for helping with pet anxiety separation. Right